Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Bell Ringers podcast. Colin, Daly here alongside Benjamin Goldstein. And we are at the day. The Phillies have reported for spring training. Pitchers and catchers are there. The rest of the squad is on their way as we speak. And the Phillies baseball is about, 5 days away from being officially back in action. Now, Ben and I know that you guys are going to want to catch some games when the time comes around, which is why we have a very special sponsor for today's episode. Ben, what do we got?
Well, that's not just a special sponsor. They are a special sponsor for every single episode that we've ever done. SeatGeek. Thank you to SeatGeek for sponsoring the show. Episode 99 of the Bell Ringers podcast. So hopefully, maybe we'll have something special next time. But SeatGeek sponsoring the episode. Thank you to SeatGeek for sponsoring. Use code Philly Sports Report at SeatGeek. Save $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. SeatGeek, they're the best. They make it so easy to buy tickets. We are, just over a month away from opening day, March 26th. So you're going to want to get your tickets over on SeatGeek. They're the best way to get them. Use code Philly Sports Report. Save $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. PHILLYSPORTSREPORT. Save $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. What are we doing with that S, Colin?
Hold the S. Keep it back in the cold weather because we're moving to Florida for spring training. It's nice and warm.
It's not too warm.
Hold that S.
The Philadelphia suburbs, though, I'll tell you that.
Oh, no, it is not.
So, thank you to SeatGeek for sponsoring the pod, Colin.
All right. Now, speaking of 99s and 100s, did you have anything in your school for the 100th day of school, Ben?
No. They were more excited about day 67 than 100.
Oh, no. I don't even think we knew that was a thing.
Yeah,
seniors got an ice cream sundae party on the 100th day of school.
That's very exciting. Yeah, they didn't really do anything.
I got maybe half of a scoop of ice cream in my bowl, but that's okay. I was a little late to the party.
They got to ration it off.
Like cleaning up.
Oh,
so
well, that's probably
it was a shame. But yeah, we are getting close to episode number 100 of the Bell Ringers podcast. We hope you guys tune into that. Sure, Ben and I will have something up our sleeves.
We'll figure it out. Maybe a little in-person pod. We've never done an in-person pod.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yes.
Well, you're going to spring training soon, right? Are you going this year?
I'm not going to spring. I wish I was
not going this year.
That would be cool.
Okay. I feel like I know a lot of people who either normally go and aren't going or don't.
I've never been. I want to go. Maybe episode 100 we'll take a flight for a day.
Is that coming out the PSR budget?
I don't know. I don't know.
Not yet. One day.
We'll have to look and see what we can do.
Actually, we do have some things regarding budgets to talk about, so we may as well go into that now.
It's true.
The Phillies are not great budgeters, as I'm learning in recent days here. As I'm sure many of you guys saw, Nick Castellanos was released on. Oh boy, was that on Wednesday, Thursday? It does not really matter. The important thing
on Wednesday.
The important thing.
It was Thursday. It was Thursday.
Okay. Well, the important thing is he's gone. The not important thing is the Phillies owe him $20 million. Is it?
It's like
somewhere
18. It's like 18.4 or 19.4. It's basically $20 million. Like
it's not good.
They're saving 1.6 mil because the Padres scooped him up for the league minimum.
Right. So the Padres will be getting I believe, 2-time All-Star in the outfield. Apparently he's going to play a little bit of first base. And they're going to be paying him less than $1 million for the upcoming season.
Well, I mean, I know a lot of Padres were saying, we're getting a $20 million player from league minimum. Well, there's a reason he's not getting paid $20 million right now by you guys. And there's a reason that he is getting paid the league minimum and was just cut by his team.
But he's still getting paid $20 million.
Yes, I mean, he's still getting paid $20 million to play for a team that he's never getting paid for, which is just so crazy. I wouldn't have even played. I'd take the year off. You get $20 million to sit on your couch.
Yeah, that is really strange now that I think about it. Because, is he really... He never seems like he wants to play anyway. At least from what I've observed. He always... I don't know. I'm sure I've said this a million times on here, but I remember specifically the one game where the Phillies had a walk-off, a big win. Everyone comes like running out of the dugout, and he just like walks out of the dugout with his like hood up in his gray zip up hoodie, which I think is just what he like likes to pout in when he gets defensively replaced in like the eighth or ninth inning
Well,
because he can't run and he can't catch.
that's kind of what this that's kind of where this saga ended. Basically, was when he was a defensive replacement in Miami. Here's Castellanos' letter to the great city of Philadelphia. For those who didn't see it, I'll read it. It's kind of hard to see on the screen. It's long as well for our audio listeners. This one is for Philadelphia. John, thank you for what you have provided my family with. Dave, thank you for the opportunity. Staff, thank you for helping me prepare. Paco, 2 exclamation points. I guess him and Paco Figueroa had a good relationship. 4 for 4 is just as much as yours as it is mine. You are the man in any room you walk into. My teammates, I love you guys. Te quiero mucho, which is Spanish. Do you know what that says? I don't.
Absolutely, I'm a German kid, so
Oh, okay.
I have no
Playing
idea.
with you all will be a core memory for the rest of my life. To the people of the city, thank you for showing up these past 4 years, applauding or booing. You were there. Remember, the sharp attention and powerful passion you leave for your sports teams are not married to the lens of media companies that cover them. The color of your collective soul is your own to paint together. And then he continues, let me pull this up, with above all, thank you for embracing Liam the way you did. For that, I can never repay. To all who are reading, I wish you strong health and peace of mind. Nicholas.
Whatever that Spanish phrase was, I love you very much.
Oh, okay.
Is it TE space and then
Te
like
quiero mucho.
yeah, that looks like that's what it is.
All right,
According to translate.
And then we move into the juicy stuff, which this is what is catching everybody's attention. The Miami thing. So if you remember, it was June 16th. Castellanos gets benched in Miami. Or he didn't get benched. He got taken out of the game for a defensive substitution with his family and friends there. It was in Miami. It came out. It was going to come out anyway, but Castellanos settled the dust. So he said, okay, apparently I need to address the Miami incident. As one of my friends on the team has informed me, there is an article waiting to come out without my consent or comments about this situation. So I'm going to just share myself. The article in reference was the Matt Gelb story on The Athletic, which if you have not read it, I highly advise that you should. As a veteran of the game of baseball, there are rules, and I broke one in Miami. After being taken out of a close ball game, it was a 2-run game, close ball game in front of my friends and family, I brought a Presidente into the dugout. I then sat right next to Rob and let him know that too much slack in some areas and too tight of restrictions in others are not conducive to us winning. Shout out to my teammates and Howie Kendrick, who is, I don't remember his exact title, but some sort of assistant to the manager, for taking the beer out of my hands before I could take a sip. I appreciate you guys. After the game, I went into the office with Dave and Rob. We aired out our differences, and the conversation ended with me apologizing for letting my emotions get the best of me. I would like to note that I was ready. All right, now it goes to the second page. I was ready to share the details of the incident in its entirety to the media the next day, but was instructed not to by management. The punishment I received for my actions was the benching of the following game. I love this game. I love being a teammate, and I am addicted to winning. I will learn from this. So that's Castellanos' letter of grievance, which, is nice that he would go out there and, handwritten,
That's fair.
say those things about Philadelphia. But we come back to it with the beer and how that was handled. Really, he should have gotten more than a game suspension because he broke an MLB rule. But it's just like so many other things came out with this, how he never wanted to be in Philadelphia in the first place. The teammates didn't really respect him. And Kyle Schwarber kind of said he was a distraction this season without really saying it. Not good stuff. And it's horrible that dragged out this much. We're entering now this season with like a dark Castellanos cloud over us.
Yeah, it's definitely like a very weird vibe that I think he brought to the table at some points. But like you said, it's not gonna just end there. I mean, there's definitely this sense of uneasiness, especially now that all this stuff's been released to the public. It does kind of create this tension, especially like if you think about the new players in the organization. Realize like this is more than just baseball for a lot of these players the Phillies are going to be like acquiring and wanting to trade for. They need to come to a place where they're going to feel like, their families can be around, they can be accepted, and it's their work environment. And if it's not somewhere that people want to work, then they're not going to want to play baseball in Philadelphia. It's as easy as that. And when you have things like this that are being released, especially with it seeming like the discipline's not as strong as it should be, then that's definitely going to hurt the Phillies down the road.
Yeah, and we could talk about the player Castellanos. Obviously, he had a 732 OPS, but the Phillies 82 homers, 326 RBIs, 602 games. But when you look back at the last 4 years when he was here, it was the same three things. It was the discipline, the defense, and like the on-field leadership. Apparently, he did some good things behind closed doors. He would welcome players into his home, and he was the first guy to be like, as soon as Orion Kirkering threw that ball past JT, Castellanos was the first guy to go get him, and get him and cool him down a little bit. But $80 million later, Castellanos still had very poor plate discipline. Still was the worst defender in right field in the MLB. And the leadership got worse. He brought a beer into the dugout and got in a screaming match with Rob Thompson and other coaches who we found out he never appreciated Rob Thompson and any of the Phillies coaches because they never played in the MLB. Rob Thompson has been in baseball for probably longer than Castellanos has been alive. Rob Thompson has been in baseball for, I don't know, since the dinosaurs were roaming Earth. This dude's been around the game, and not having respect for a guy like that, it really is a
It's
shame.
ignorant.
Yeah, it's not a good look, especially for a guy who's getting paid. One of the top players on the team, or one of the top paid players on the team, is supposed to be a leader. When you're not respecting the coaches, it doesn't sound like he had much respect for the organization. It's just like he would celebrate his own success after games where the Phillies lose. It was never good. It was never going to fit. And did he have a Philadelphia attitude at times? Yes. Was he kind of just going to go out there and do his own thing? Yes. That can work if you have success and appreciate those around you. But he didn't have either.
Yeah, no, it definitely was not a relationship that was trending in the right direction whatsoever. So I think it's overall it's a good move for the Phillies just to kind of rid themselves of that vibe that I don't think was bringing them anything positive. Um, I guess we should talk a little bit about the contractual situation. So the Phillies release him, meaning that they are still, um, burdened to pay him a majority of his salary, based on the contract that he signed 4 years ago. But that also means that any other team is able to pick him up, and then the remaining part of his contract is determined by the team that signs him. If I've interpreted the little bit of reading I've done correctly. So it definitely does not put the Phillies in a good situation. Um, I'm also curious because and I'm not sure what your thoughts are on this, Ben. I feel like a lot of this could have been avoided had they not been as public with the issues they've been experiencing.
Absolutely. I wrote earlier this week that things come back around. Castellanos was not respectful to the organization. He was not respectful from the start. Like he was not. I mean, he was given tips to change his approach at the plate, and he never took them when he got here. So that's why it kind of soured the relationship from the start. But things do come back around. If you're going to treat, two wrongs don't make a right, and that's a gimmicky like mom thing. But when you're not treating the organization well, you're not going to get treated well back when you're getting released. But this was ugly. This was an ugly divorce, and the Phillies could have saved themselves if they didn't come out at the end of his press conference and go away and say, "We're getting rid of Nick Castellanos." Because if I'm a team, I'm not going to help you out. I know what's going on in this situation. Everyone knew what was going on with this situation, except for the general public. Everyone inside knew that Castellanos brought a beer into the dugout. There was not a good relationship here. Why would you help another team? You would never. Never help another team. You don't never.
Even the public knew there was something going on.
Yeah, it's if you the change of scenery makes sense. It all makes sense, but the Phillies going ultra public with it like they did is what is putting a real sour mark on this entire situation, because it was so avoidable. Like, you just don't come out and say anything. And we're going to talk about coming out and saying things a little bit, because all that whole day of that whole press conference of Dave Dombrowski is really coming back here in February. But it was just so unnecessary how this went down. And here we are. It's still, the Phillies are still going to be on the hook for basically $20 million. They got to pay Taijuan Walker too. They're on the hook for these two big contracts that did not assist in them doing anything in this offseason. And, they're going to have to deal with it. Past mistakes catching up to them now. And, that's where they're at.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a shame, because I feel like a lot of this could have been avoided had they approached these situations differently. But I guess hindsight's 2020. I don't think any of us have a real good answer for that. But
I think the weirdest part of this whole thing was Castellanos game 2 of the NLDS. Phillies coach is throwing batting practice to Castellanos' son Liam. While some Dodger players were on the field doing pregame preparations, and JT Realmuto was out there waiting for Liam to be done to take early BP. This is a playoff game, by the way. And then it continues into Dodger Stadium, where Liam is taking batting practice before playoff games when the Phillies should be hitting.
Yeah,
I understand if you're doing it in, I don't know, August 2nd against the Tigers. But if you're doing this in the postseason against the Dodgers in games you weren't even supposed to be playing in because Bader got hurt, it's just that's kind of what sets the whole vibe. And then you go back later in this and he's blasting music because he had a good game, but the team lost. It's just you look at this and it's just such a bad situation. I don't know any other way to put it, but it's just, this divorce was messy and everyone's at fault. But it's if people are, I don't know how people are defending the Castellanos during this, because he earned this kind of disrespect from the organization with his actions over the last 4 years. So, especially this past season. But
yeah, absolutely.
You're trying to take batting practice before a district playoff game, and your teammate is throwing to his little brother. You're trying to get into batting practice.
It's not conducive for winning.
No.
That's the bottom line. And we're all for, Liam was great, and having him around the organization was good. It brought a positive energy to the group. It was someone that the team rallied around. But there's a time and a place. That really applies to everything. And, you could also probably make an argument that there should have been a little bit more stern, that, at this time, this area needs to be designated for the Phillies to take batting practice, or, hit in the cages, or do infield before the game. Rules should be an expectation. So if that's what it takes, then there absolutely needs to be some sort of rule implementation to make sure that things like this don't happen again. Because maybe there was some truth to the fact that they're a little bit too lax with certain things. Because anyone in the Phillies staff absolutely has the right to say, all right, take one more swing and then we got to get the guys out here. So it goes both ways.
Not good, Colin.
No
good.
bueno.
What else is bad going on right now?
What else is bad? Well, there was some comment. Are we going to go to the...
Yeah, let's talk.
I don't know. Is that bad? I don't know.
Not good.
No, it's not, I guess. It's true.
All right, here is Bryce Harper on Sunday in Clearwater when he was asked about if Dave Dombrowski's comments of him not being elite was any source of motivation this offseason.
Really, I mean, I don't get motivated by that kind of stuff. For me, it was kind of wild, the whole situation of that happening. I think the big thing for me was, when we first met with this organization, it was, hey, we're always going to keep things in-house, and we expect you to do the same thing. And so, when that didn't happen, kind of took me for a run a little bit. So, I don't know. It's part of it, I guess. It's kind of a wild situation. That even happening. Obviously, I didn't have the year that I wanted. Obviously, I didn't have the postseason I wanted. My numbers weren't where they needed to be. I know that, and I don't need to be motivated to be great, in my career or anything else. So that's just not a motivating factor for me. For Dave to come out and say those things, it's kind of wild to me still.
What?
Kind of wild.
Well, for starters, let's talk about awkward, because boy, was that awkward. Yeah, it's like really embarrassing. At least I hate watching it. Actually, the first time I saw it, I didn't even get all the way through it. I just clicked off of it because it's gross. It's like the Phillies have put all of this time and effort and money into making Bryce Harper like the center of their team, and then Bryce Harper has fully reciprocated that energy, and look where we are now. Not good. It makes it seem like there are, and this ties back to the Miami incident, and it just seems like there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that and I don't know, that's certainly an unsettling feeling from a fan's perspective.
Yeah, I think my number one takeaway is when Bryce said that, when he came here, there was a standard that things were going to be kept in house, and that was broken. Maybe the standards have changed because there's a different guy running the show. He was signed with Matt Klentak, if you remember, back in 2019. This is Dombrowski as president, so maybe those things have changed, but still, he's admitting that he had a bad season, because he did. It wasn't up to his standards, an 844 OPS, which is the second lowest of his career. But when things are not being kept in house and the expectation is that they're going to be, that becomes a really big issue. And that's a whole organizational thing. That starts at the top with how John Middleton's running the ship, and that goes down to, the players. I think they were able to hush the Castellanos Miami situation very well, because obviously nobody found out about it until February of the next season. But these Dombrowski's not elite thing is going to linger all season long. It should have stayed behind closed doors, and it didn't. And it's a slap at Harper, and Harper needs to take that. I know he's not saying that it's a motivational thing. I mean, the guy wore a T-shirt that said "not elite" and posted it on social media. So obviously, there's some sort of fuel in the engine. There's something come on. But like this, it should motivate Harper. It should motivate the team to rally behind it. And Dave Dombrowski needs to wake up and reflect on whatever in the world was going through his head last October when he had his press conference. And like Hall of Fame executive you got to know you can't say things like this in front of the media.
And what are you getting out of it? Like, you're getting nowhere with it. It does nothing for you. That's what baffled me the most. Is he's gaining nothing. It's not like he's a guy that they want to try to, sell high before he really declined in value. Like, you're getting nothing. It makes no sense. I don't know. It's such a frustrating situation. And to have all this coming in at once is just not a good way to go into spring training. And I'm curious if we will see any sort of, consequences of all of these developments in the beginning of spring training. Whether it's something as, the vibes being off, or if it's, different players stepping up. And I guess we'll have to wait and see, but it is a weird situation.
Yeah, it's not how you want to start your season. Harper also mentioned he was asked about the cleanup spot and talk about players stepping up. 720 OPS in the 4-hole last year. It was 20th in baseball. Harper, that led to Harper seeing the lowest percentage of pitches in the zone among all hitters. But he still had a high chase rate, which didn't help anybody out. But he said, I think it's a huge impact in the 4 spot. I think the numbers in the 4 spot weren't very good last year for our whole team. Whoever is in that spot is going to have a big job to do depending on who's hitting there. Rob Thompson came on Sunday and said, your 1 through 3 is going to be some sort of mix between Trey, Schwarber, and Harper. Probably in that order, but could be swapped around with the leadoff hitter. Would like to see some Harper at 2. That could be fun. But he said it's going to be, likely Alec Boehm hitting 4. Could be Adolis Garcia or JT Realmuto. But Harper's going to have Aaron Judge hitting behind him at the World Baseball Classic, so hopefully that can kind of him and maybe give him some extra motivation. Like, hey, I know what it's like to have an elite player behind me. Maybe now I can make a player, Boehm or somebody behind me better. I don't know, but
no, it's true. And the other thing to think about is the Phillies are going to, with the World Baseball Classic starting in a little over 2 weeks, that's going to interfere with the Phillies spring training, of course, which could be a positive because it'll allow the Phillies, while getting their stars reps, right, the guys that are playing in the World Baseball Classic. Well, I guess it's really not all stars because you've got is Stubbs, is he playing for Israel again this year? Yeah, so you've got Stubbs in there, which sure, go have fun. But you've got the Harpers and the Schwarbers. These guys are going to be getting reps at the World Baseball Classic while other guys are getting reps at spring training, which is really a great thing. That's what you're at spring training for. The more reps, the better. And not having these guys in the lineup will allow them to get some of the other players who are, still starters, but not playing for the World Baseball Classic team. So, your Bohms, your Marshes, etc. Some different spots in the lineup that otherwise they would not be able to get into in the average spring training game. Because typically what we've seen is the Phillies like to, after the first couple days, where they'll alternate guys pretty randomly, they like to go with either the proposed starting lineup or something very similar, or the guys you got to do some research on at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
That the last couple of years has been the trend, specifically under Rob Thompson. I know Kapler, before, he would do the 4 starters and 5 randoms, 5 starters and 4 randoms. But Thompson's pretty much made it every other. We're either going out with the minor league squad or the major league squad. So
it's really the home games they'll go out with.
Yeah.
The what could be your everyday starting lineup, kind of starting a little bit later, but that's gonna obviously start up sooner. And then away games, you'll have a couple, but it's mostly
more toward the end of the year.
Prospects. Yeah.
Well, end of the spring. And they'll throw in the starters for more of the away games. But and that has been the trend. Mainly just because they don't need they just want the starters to stay at the facility, because then they get their work in there for the day. So I think it's a good setup the way the Phillies have done it in the past. So seems like the guys like it too. Keeps all of their training concentrated.
I know one guy that didn't like it. He's not on the team anymore, though.
Who? I don't remember this. Who was that?
It's Castellanos. He just didn't like anything that was going on here.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I had a feeling you were going there, but
We got to get our we're never going to have our Castellanos. If you've been listening to this podcast for the last 4 years, you know that Colin and I have never been Nick Castellanos fans. So
no.
it's
There's
one
only
less
two
thing
guys
for us
that
to-
we really
one
him
less
and,
thing for us to talk about.
him and T-Dubs.
Yeah, a little bit of Rojas in there.
Yeah, it's true. I think. Well, I think I'm a little bit more of a Rojas person than you are, if I remember correctly.
I mean, I don't have anything against the human being. I just have against the development how the Phillies handled it.
Okay, yeah. That's where I am.
Yeah, which is like 2024. I was just totally anti, but after some deep reflection, I realized that it was just an organizational malpractice. But anyway, what do we got next? Oh, we're talking about ribs next, Colin. You're a doctor.
Yeah, we're talking. I don't know about that, but
What's going on with Zack Wheeler's rib that's in his closet?
well, yeah, that's weird. It's just, as we all know, he just thoracic outlet
syndrome.
Thoracic outlet decompression surgery or compression surgery, probably decompression. That sounds more correct. That was a couple months ago. He is throwing in Clearwater. There was video that John Clark from NBC posted a couple days ago. Just him playing nice and little casual catch in the
90
outfield.
feet.
And,
He's throwing from 90 feet.
oh, that was 90?
I don't
Okay.
think the video was 90, but he is throwing from 90 feet. Not off the mound yet.
It looks pretty close, but
yeah, that wasn't.
He's active and ready to go. Well, I'm sorry, not active and ready to go for the season, but he's ready to go for whatever his version of spring training is going to look like. And when Mr. Wheeler talked to the media in Clearwater, he did make it known that his surgically removed rib, which I would assume they needed to access his heart during the surgery, is now in his closet. So you can take that as you please. That is not normal, in my opinion. I don't know how you were, Ben. I had when I was really young, I had this little thing in my room. I guess it's like a jar or container, and it had first hair from first haircut, and then it was first tooth lost.
Yeah, so that's not in my room, but it is somewhere.
Sure. Initially, the hair one was in there pretty early, and then the tooth one took a while. I don't know, 6 years old maybe. But then once you put the tooth in it, then I got rid of it, which that was what confused me. I kind of feel like that defeats the purpose, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know where that stuff's at. This might just be some teeth laying around.
It's probably in your closet too.
It's certainly not my closet, but I don't know. They said they gave it back to him. They gave him his rib back, which is yo, here you go. I don't know. It's I
think it goes in a jar or a bag, or they shipped it to him. Maybe, I don't know.
No, he said that they just gave it. Typically, he said they did a week or a month. They send it back, but they just handed it right back to him. I don't know.
That's cool.
But I don't know. What would you do with your surgically removed rib?
Oh, I wouldn't put it in my closet. I'd keep it out. That's awesome. That's really cool.
Put it in that football case behind you?
There's actually, I don't know if you can see, but there's a black Phillies mug next to the football case. It would just be hanging out of there.
Okay.
And that's where what is in that football case?
There's a
I
football.
think that's a Jake Elliott signed football.
Oh, there you go.
I've got Kelsey over here too.
He was not very good this year, but that's okay.
No. And Kelsey he didn't do anything.
Well, he didn't play. All right. Full squad is here. Adolis Garcia is also here, and Colin is also a doctor, and he's going to describe. Adolis Garcia coming into camp looking jacked. I did not realize he was this big.
I was just going to ask you, Ben. I saw the picture of him in the batting cages underground. Does he normally look like that, or I honestly don't know. I'm going to look up a picture. I feel like I don't really pay that close of attention to it, but
I don't know. But this picture, he's mean, hopefully he can have a bounce back year, but like, you got to put bat to ball for the ball to go anywhere. But I mean, he's a big guy.
I mean, he does look pretty big from the videos that were posted last year, but
He's kind of looks like a buffer Jimmy Rollins a little bit with like a larger head.
he does have a big head. Whoa. Yeah, there's a video on his TikTok from 2025, and it looks. No, he could be a little bit bigger. I mean, if
I
he
don't know, maybe
signed
we
with the
just like
Phillies,
never
I'd
realized
hit
that
the gym
Adolis
too.
Garcia was just like a ripped human.
It might be that, honestly. Like I said, the pictures it's maybe a little bit bigger, but it's similar for sure.
Now, Colin, compare your arms to Garcia
Ooh.
here.
You did like 4 to make the comparison of mine. That is 4 of his might be the mass of my whole body. I've just got these little twigs on there.
How much does this guy weigh?
Oh wait, do I have that up? 205,
205.
which is somehow 5 pounds less than Bryce Harper.
Oh. Well, I mean, Garcia is like not tall.
He
Like,
weighs
like,
2 more pounds than Nick Castellanos. Yikes.
I mean, Garcia's only 6 foot, so
True. And Castellanos probably eats a lot. But
I mean, So yeah, hopefully Garcia can have a bounce back and use his arms to hit some homers.
yeah. I mean, last year, there were definitely some things that were strong. Believe it or not, his expected batting average was significantly higher. Well, not significantly higher, but it was around 230. I think 235. I remember was his expected batting average from last year. So a little bit higher than what it actually was. His expected slugging was 427, and he only slugged 394. So he was doing the right things. Ran into some bad luck. I mean, he was in. Here, I got a Savant page up now. 89th percentile in average exit velocity, above 70% for hard hit percentage, barrel percentage. So he's got the skills. It ultimately is going to come down to avoiding the chase and avoiding the strikeout because he swings and misses a ton. He's always in front of the ball. You don't even need to watch him to know that. All you need to do is look at his spray chart and see that everything's on the left side of the field. It's rough. He needs to just be patient. He has a little bit, dare I say, of Nick Castellanos syndrome. So,
well, hopefully he's going to listen to his manager and hitting coach. Unlike the comparison, who did not.
That's true.
So
that is true. But
we've had a lot of somber episodes, man. We've had a lot of somber episodes.
We have.
It's terrible. Baseball's back though.
And this is kind of positive. I think Garcia could end up being. I have more confidence in him than I do in Max Kepler. Let me say that. I thought Max Kepler was dumb from the start, but I have a little bit more confidence in Adolis Garcia. I think he's got some more raw talent. I think his profile, while it may not fit the Phillies perfectly, I do think he complements the other outfielders well, so there might be something there. But we'll have to see. Just got to get that on ball, like you said.
I'm like, keep looking at this video. I get uncomfortable.
I don't get motivated by that kind of stuff. I
really,
no,
Bryce?
it is.
Really,
it is awkward.
Really, you don't get motivated?
I don't get motivated by that kind of stuff.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
If you got a T-shirt,
it's not even subtle either. I mean, that was huge.
You wear it, you post it. You wear it. That
was like the Sixers on my sweatshirt right now. It was big. Like, was it in like I remember I didn't look too close at that picture. Was it almost? It reminded me of like the meme text. You know what I'm saying by that?
It was just normal plain text.
Well, I mean, maybe it was black and white.
T-shirt.
People always do the.
Yeah. Like, how are you gonna? Someone gave you the shirt. How are you gonna post it? Like, you didn't have to post it. And you're gonna go out and say,
but I don't get motivated by that kind of stuff.
I guess like I said, it goes both ways.
Oh man, that could be like our new like we just say something.
I don't get motivated by that kind of stuff.
You know what? When you say something that I don't agree with, I'm just gonna say that is a not elite take, Ben. Not elite.
Not elite.
You are not an elite podcaster anymore. Oh man.
We could also talk about Castellanos' very poor grammar that he was using here.
Oh really? I mean I can't
He used
read
the wrong
cursive,
two a couple
so
times.
I had to go find the I don't even bother. I went and found there was some article where they had the notes transcribed. I can't remember where I found it, but it was somewhere toward the top of Google. But no, I'm not going to bother with his sloppy cursive because
Really, I mean, I don't get motivated by that kind of stuff. You know, I
Don't get motivated by that kind of stuff.
that could become a meme right there.
It's a meme on the Bell Ringers podcast now. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's all it takes. We're going to be the trendsetters out here.
All right, thank you all for watching and listening to the Bell Ringers podcast. We'll see you for episode 100 very soon. But we don't get motivated by that kind of stuff.
No.
I mean, I don't get motivated by that kind of stuff. You know,
This is going to be a weird season, Ben.
All right, thank you all. We'll see you.
Go Phillies.